You're watching Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance, and we are joined by Robert Lewis. He is the president and CEO of Nex Impact, which focuses upon the nonprofit sector, which, sir, during the downturn saw some very difficult times. People just were not as able to provide largesse like they were in the go-go 2000s. So talk to us about those times and what we're doing to move forward.
So the nonprofit sector for many years has operated on what I call a mom and pop approach, meaning in the business of providing social good without much expected in terms of their own infrastructure, bleeding heart approach, I call it.
I understand.
Yeah. But we've moved to a place where we understand that nonprofits really, in order to generate meaningful impact and to be sustainable over time, really have to change their model, which is really operate more like a business.
Especially in light of the recession, which I just discussed.
Right, and you have to be able to show a social return on investment. For many years, investors or grant makers, philanthropy, they gave without much expected in return other than just do well, do good. That has changed, especially over the last 5 to 10 years, I'd say, where there is definitely a return, a social return expected on investment, and nonprofits have to get on board with being able to show evidence of that.
Right.
And many are behind in that regard.
And let's talk about that. What are the philanthropists, the grant givers seeking? What do they want to see exactly to show the results?
Well, you want to know that your money is being directed towards outcomes that are meaningful, essentially. Let's say I'm an investor that is investing in a mentoring program. I want to know that whoever's being mentored, their lives are actually improving as a result, whether it's academic outcomes, whether it's job outcomes, but we want to see results. And for a long time, that was really based more on qualitative and a warm and fuzzy anecdotal information.
Right.
So we moved to a place where there's really more emphasis on the quantitative.
So what is Nex Impact doing to try to help these nonprofits, presumably ones that are smaller, to move into this decade?
Right. So Nex Impact provides capacity building and technical assistance to nonprofits to help them get up to speed with how to run their businesses in a way that resonates with investors.
It's interesting you say investors because you think about philanthropy as more donors, but I understand where you're going.
Yeah, it's an investment. In that Nex Impact, we specifically use that term, investors and investments, as opposed to some of the more traditional terms of grants or donors, philanthropists. Because when you use the term grant, for example, many people don't think of anything expected in return. It's a grant, it's free money, and then we'll do with it, we'll do the warm and fuzzy work. But those times have changed. You really have to substantiate your outcomes and prove that what you're doing works.
Are the nonprofits hearing your call?
They're hearing it because the resources are dependent upon them getting up to speed. Investors have moved in this direction, so Nex Impact is really just carrying that philosophy forward.
So
this isn't a new...
Right, so how are you serving these organizations?
So there are 5 main specialty areas we have. Content expertise around black men and boys issues, integrating that into programming and operations.
Sure.
Around fund development, basically how to raise money.
Sure.
Board development, leadership and having the right board members in place. Program development and implementation, particularly around corporate social responsibility and social enterprise programming, and then organizational capacity assessments, what's called nonprofit mechanics, looking under the hood of the car, so to speak, and being able to do a full diagnostic.
His name is Robert Lewis. He is president and CEO of Nex Impact. If you want to learn more about the organization, you can sign on to their website, nex-impact.com. My name is Brad Pomerance, and you are watching Time Warner Cable's local edition.